I had to start recording early because I didn't realize that the moment that I put Chloe in the party, we would get a conversation here explaining itself. Hi everyone, Celeste kindly explained the situation to me while you were away. You need my help in order to keep going, don't you? Oh, you've been filled in already? Great, saves us the time explaining. I'm ready to leave as soon as you are. So just say the word when you're ready to go. Got it. We'll head on out as soon as we've done prepping then. And that's what I'll be doing now. So, welcome back to Trails in the Sky the Third. Last time we did quite a lot. We heard some exposition from Celeste about what kind of place Phantasma is. We explored the herb scenic route and got all of the chests there and found out that we need to get Chloe to go through the Sapphire Gate. This was actually, I found out how to pronounce this in Cold Steel recently, because it's the name of a brave order, and it gets spoken in voice acting. I think it's like Sephiral? But yes, I'll be back after I have kitted out this party, because this is the party that I'm going to be using here. Okay, Julia gets a new craft, and Mueller gets Chain 3. That's great for someone as good at chain crafts as he is. Mueller gets Hound Gale 2. Chloe gets Sturm 3. Oh, Chloe gets another level up. I wanted to see if those things would transform into anything new, but they, well, got Cyclone Napalms. And I think that'll be enough in terms of level ups before we enter what this place said was the Monochrome Schoolhouse. And yeah, you have to sit through this entire monument monologue every time you examine it. So we have the white rings now. The right rings. Rings. Touch the monuments. And we get to hear this music again. What the? The Royal Academy? But everything's been drained of colour. And now we know what Monochrome Schoolhouse was supposed to mean. Sure is creepy to be in a world of black and white like this, though. I feel the same way. Even if it is creepy, however, we still have to explore the grounds from top to bottom, so we may as well get started. There are 5 buildings in all. The main building, the clubhouse, the girls' dorm, the boys' dorm, and the auditorium. There's also the old schoolhouse, which is accessible via the path at the back of the main grounds. Good to know. We're gonna need to keep an eye out for those knights prowling around, too. Right. Understood. Understood. You're now just copying each other. The color of this place isn't entirely perfect. If you walk around, you can see the occasional flashes of the original colors. It's kind of an interesting way to do things, but we can access this monument now and heal, and also get more stuff. I haven't actually checked what new quartz we can synthesize here too, so I should probably do that. Let's see. Quartz. I think it's mostly the same stuff we had access to before. So, a few things I should mention here, involving quartz especially. There are a lot of very, very sneakily hidden chests in this area, so I would recommend carrying the detection quartz. Also, Heaven's Eye, is it Heaven's Eye? Which is the one that shows, like, enemy, Falcon Eye, that's it. Displays enemy location on the minimap. Fitting for Chloe. Falcon Eye is incredibly useful to have in this area, because you will want to know where the enemies are. Because the enemies are actually central to a gimmick of this place. And I'm going to go ahead and intentionally mess up said gimmick just to show off how it works. Yeah, these enemies like to hide in very tricky places that can be hard to spot without the Falcon Eye quartz. But anyway, we have these Dork Knights here. Animated suit of black armor. Beating it may make something happen. Interesting, okay. So, yeah, they are weirdly weak to time, despite being Dark Knights, but... Oh well. Also, the party that I'm using, there is a reason why I'm using this party specifically, but for now I'll just say that the main gimmick of the party is pulling enemies close with Dark Matter EX, and then destroying them with Mueller and Julia's chain crafts. Oh, I didn't even mean to use Calamitous Blast there, but yeah, Kevin has that now. I really wanted to give Chloe better arts, but it's just, her 3 restricted water slots just heavily limit what kind of set she can run. Even the Divine Eye didn't really, it meant that I could get Dark Matter EX on Chloe, but it meant that I had to forgo Cast 2, which I don't want to do. So, basically, I don't know if we've seen the actual effect here, but as you beat those Dark Knights, that actually changes things in this area. However, if you beat a Color Knight, which I'm going to be showing in advance, just to show to you that you don't want to do this, let's go for a 3-people chain. Leave myself a little bit of room to... Yeah, wow, okay then. And Petrify for good measure. I've missed using Traincraft to destroy things. Okay, so that didn't really look like it affected much, but trust me, it did. The goal of this area is to defeat all of the Dark Knights without killing any Color Knights. So I am going to have to leave here and come back. And you absolutely cannot defeat any Color Knights. Even if you kill all the Dark Knights, defeating a Color Knight... Oh, it's probably faster to just warp back in with the monument than go through this. But defeating a Color Knight will reset the entire area. Even if you've already solved it, which is a pain. But that's how it works. So, let's go around here, getting what chests we can. 10,000 Mirror. Even that's in black and white. Think outside the box. Chest. Which one are you? You're a Dark Knight, which means that you must be destroyed. The idea is that the Dark Knights are what's making this area monochrome, and that defeating them is going to basically restore the area's color. Whereas the Color Knights are what's keeping this area colorful, and because of that, defeating them will actually drain the area of color. You don't need to worry about going too crazy with arts here, because there's a very easy to access heal point in the middle of this field. Yeah, that chest is like... With everything in monochrome, it can be a little hard to see the chest sometimes. Your excuse for thievery is as wooden as I am. Yeah, this reminds me of all of those jokes about wooden acting in Thunderbirds, ha ha ha, because they're all puppets. But okay, I can't fight that. I think I'll clear out the courtyard before I go inside the buildings. Unfortunately, these quartz aren't going to really help us inside the buildings. And we already know that there's a Dark Knight here. Oh, and Chloe leveled up, getting all of her EP back. And there are 2 chests around here. Aha, another Dark Knight. So let's wait for you to turn around, and then we will banish your darkness from this realm. And Julia levels up. Okay, that's another Dark Knight dealt with. More mirror. Step right up, step right up. Grab your free item today. Not you, sir. You've already got yours. Leave some for others. Well, that wasn't an item so much as it was a giant pile of money. More mirror. I wonder if they're trying to tell us something. 7 of 36. I ask you this. Do you love me? I have the only key that locks the chest. Should you return, my love? I wish for us to meet once more in that shop, and together we will forever secure our love inside. So I guess that explains what my theory earlier was correct. It was a love confession. Although I thought it was a marriage proposal at first, but no, it's a love confession. But yeah, anyway, we need to fight this thing. Oh, we can get all 3 of them in one 4-person chaincraft. This should hopefully end this. Well, if one of them's petrified, it definitely will end this. Was that thing taking 0 because it was already dead, or is that just because Chloe's strength is bad?
There is nothing my sword cannot cut.
Yep, that is Patrick Seitz, not Travis Willingham. Knowing your correct voice actor caused you to level up. And there we go. everything is now in color. But that door is still locked. So, I hope I didn't kind of spoil this too much. Like, basically, you're kind of supposed to discover this puzzle on your own, because the game never really hints at it. But now that we know we need to defeat all of the Dark Knights, we have to now clear out all of the Dark Knights inside every building, so that the color to these areas is restored. But again, it's something that you're probably supposed to discover by experimenting and realizing that didn't kill everything, okay? And yeah, realizing what defeating these knights does. And the fact that, like always, the information quartz gives you good tips on enemies, so you are kind of expected to have that on. And now that, well, I mean, you might not necessarily have the Divine Eye. You probably should, though, because it really takes no effort to get the Divine Eye, other than to just put Olivier and Mueller in your party. So, you probably should have the Divine Eye at this point. And yeah, when you do have the Divine Eye, then, yeah, like, you've got information on at all times. You really want the Divine Eye on somebody. Okay, we don't want to fight that. We want to ignore you, and we want to go through all of these locker rooms. Aha! What are you doing in the girls' locker room? Your death must be blissful but swift. And if anybody is weirded out by what I just said, it's a quote from Rain in Cold Steel. I'm very tempted to just kill a Color Knight and just show off the fact that they do reset an area, but, I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. Gargan Armor. I was filled with something once, but now there's nothing. All because of you! Gargan Armor, if I'm remembering right, is kind of... No, okay, it's not the interesting thing I was thinking about. It doesn't really have any drawbacks at all. In fact, it has nothing but positives. So, I'm just gonna give that to Kevin to make him a little bit tankier, I guess. Oh, you almost snuck past me, chest. Another 10,000 mirror. Someone carved a smiley face at the bottom. It was you! I'm just gonna have to do that twice. But now let's head on inside here. And there's nothing inside Dean Dumbledore's office. There is something here. Tornado Fan. We ran out of ideas for messages, so take this treasure instead. I remember the Tornado Fan being kind of cool. Yeah, prevents poison / freeze. Aha, Dark Knight! There's not a lot of variance in these Dark Knight fights, so forgive me if I'm just always cutting them out, but, You! How dare you teach these students that color is something to be despised and that must be eradicated from this world? You will pay! They must have been really short of teachers. Okay, this is gonna ruin my casting, but if this is on a crit turn, I think everybody gets the crit turn. And this should finish them all. Yep, it finished them all. This is actually the perfect place to be showing off Mueller and Julia. One of the many things that I've wanted to do with this playthrough is just to show off just how good chain crafts are. Because a lot of people underestimate them because they aren't as flashy as S-Crafts, as I've no doubt said earlier, but they are very, very strong. You have to be careful with them though, because they do delay you significantly. Social Studies Classroom, well, at least we don't have any of those, teachers corrupting the children's minds, with thoughts of, no color. Okay, and just a little more. Because this area still hasn't had its color restored, and that means, aha! It's a slacking Dark Knight, looking out the window wistfully. Reminiscing about its own school days, perhaps, but no longer, for it is time for it to be 10% strength turn chain crafted. And it's already dead, even after Mueller, before Mueller got to attack. And there we go, color has been restored to the main schoolhouse. And there was a chest there that I just straight up missed. Zerum capsule. Wow, that's a very good chest. Victim's memoirs. I ate my friend today. What else was I supposed to do? I was starving. We both were. And there's no food here. So we decided, together, one of us should try to live just a little longer. Huh, I feel like that maybe is like a quote from something or something like that. It sounds like one of those Resident Evil logs that, you know, the one that ends with 4, itchy, tasty. Like many things in Resident Evil, I found that more hilarious than scary. And now, okay, we have the dorms as well as the inside of the auditorium. If I'm remembering right, though, the auditorium does not have a lot of Dark Knights in it. There's just one up here where Lecter was reading Kitty Talk for Dummies earlier. And Overkill Sieg. We are burning a lot of CP here, but the thing is we're using it to win fights that are going to be filling up the spring back at the garden, so we can quite easily recover our CP. Siegfrieda. I have some ideas for you, but I'm keeping them close to my chest. Sorry. But your entire body is your chest, so you're just keeping them close. Okay, I had a feeling that was going to be an ATS boosting one, so that's going on Chloe. She has over 2,000 strength now? I mean, I do actually have the Ruby Gem on her so that she has, Cyclone Napalm, but that's actually very good strength for Chloe. That's, huh. I never really realized that a physical quote-unquote build was somewhat viable, maybe, for Chloe? I don't know. Okay, Deathblow turns do work on them. And because we know that Petrify works on them via that, it means we know that Gorgon Arrow works on them. It's very hard to hit multiple enemies at once with Gorgon Arrow, though, unless they're lined up exactly right, because it's a very thin line AoE. 2 more buildings to restore. Let's just not do that. Oh yeah, also, if you're in a playthrough that has to not run from enemies, I still haven't screwed that up, have I? Okay, good. Fled 0. Still 0. You want to save frequently here, because if you run into a Color Knight, then you'll be either forced to run or kill it and ruin your progress in the puzzle. Now, the girls' dormitory is interesting. Firstly, there's you. I hate guard turns. And apparently I was wrong, they are in crossbell, so yeah. They brought that mechanic back for some dumb reason. Oh, there's a chest here that I almost missed. Fish skewers. A spider's looks at you angrily for disturbing his living room. Yeah, if you're wondering about all the references that I was making, all the, weird things I was saying during that last devil boss fight, it's a reference to a troll fic called the Spider's. Mirror comes and mirror goes. Sometimes it may be lost, but at times that loss can be regained manyfold. Just don't take that as actual financial advice, because that's a recipe for losing a lot of money. Offer 50,000 mirror to me, only then shall the door open. This is why they gave you all those money chests. And I have enough, just barely. Now, you don't need to worry too much about that. That door's financial advice actually should be followed, because let's just say that that door is hinting at what will happen if you open it. After Chloe levels up and restores her EP again, we have the girls' dormitory liberated of its color, and wait, wouldn't that, no, isn't that like making it black and white? Anyway, we have the girls' dormitory restored of its color, and now we only have one more place in the academy to restore, and that would be the boys' dormitory. So let's just head straight there, the way that Chloe almost accidentally went during that whole Lecter debacle. Oh, I just saw something. Yeah, this guy right here, yeah, he's really sneaky. I do have to admire that, admittedly. Like, it's good use of environmental assets that previously didn't hide anything. Now, with how little experience I'm getting from these fights, I know that I'm approaching the level that they kind of expect us to be at this point. Let's just dodge you, and let's, this would be, hang on, wait, is this the girls' dormitory, and is this Jill's room? I feel like this actually is Jill's room, and we were just previously in the... No, wait, no, this is Hans's room. No, this is still the boys' dormitory, I'm still right about that. And this is where Jill went during that segment of that door, yeah. Now it's all coming back to me. All, like ages and ages and over 2.5 hours of, yeah, that door. A lot of people like it, but when it comes to actually recording something, it was admittedly a bit of a slog to go through. But now that color has been restored to the entire Monochrome Schoolhouse, which means its name no longer makes sense, the gateway to the old schoolhouse has opened. But again, don't fight any of those things. It looks like all of the knights have turned into color knights now. But again, I want to be a little careful. Yep, almost missed this. Tomato Fondue. Did you know? Trails in the Sky's Japanese name is Sora no Kiseki, but the Japanese team has fully endorsed the English name to the point where it's used on the cover of the Sora no Kiseki manga in Japan. I mean, admittedly though, Trails in the Sky is a literal translation of Sora no Kiseki. Well, I mean, kind of. I've mentioned this before, but Kiseki can mean either trail or miracle, so that double meaning is actually relevant at a lot of points, so maybe it isn't a totally direct translation, but it is as direct a translation as you can get. It's not like Trails of Cold Steel, which actually is different in Japanese. Sen no Kiseki, sen roughly means like the flash on a blade as it's drawn, so a bit of a hard concept to translate into a single word, but I really like Trails of Cold Steel because it relates to the railways in Erebonia as well. It relates to like the Blood and Iron Chancellor, which is, that's something that we'll be going into a little bit later in this playthrough. It's a good name, I'll just say that much. So before we head forward, you want to make sure that you are healed and you are prepared. I'm not going to be using my CP recharge from the garden just yet, though. Because up here is a boss fight that I actually totally forgot about the first time that not the first time, the most recent time that I played this game. I almost thought you guys weren't going to show up. Huh? What? You guys look like you've just seen a ghost or something. Surprised to see us here, huh? Who are you guys? I've never even seen you before. They're members of the Ravens, a group that usually gathers in the harbor area in Ruin City. But what are the three of you doing here? Damned if we know. All of a sudden, we just were. Wait, are you implying we're not real by the looks of it? We're just imitations of our real selves created by someone or something to do battle with you. That's all we're here for. So you're copies of real people created here, like Celeste, then. Although unlike her, it was the Lord of Phantasma that created you. Maybe. And if that's the case, you're not going to let us go without a fight, huh? Can't say I've got anything against you guys, but fighting you is what we're here for, so yep. And if we can't go against it, we might as well enjoy it. Time to show off how much stronger we've gotten since that red-headed bastard started working us to the bone. Nagget must be a real slave driver to fire you up this much. If we have no choice, then let's fight with all we have. I can't help but wonder how we of all folks ended up being created here to fight you. I guess this is just fate or something? Just don't even think of holding back. Come at us with all you've got. Onward! Begin! So, we are facing off against Dean, Rocco, and Race. So, if you ever wanted revenge for Stardor 6, now is the time. Should we go for... I'm going to go for Clock Down on them. I'm pretty sure debuffs still work. Mueller doesn't even have Clock Up EX, so actually he should have been the one to use Clock Down. Oh well. Shakedown. Yeah, they can debuff your defense just like they can when they're under player control, so playing Stardor 6 gives you a good idea of what these guys can do. Now we're on the receiving end, and they certainly didn't hit that hard last time, although, well, that's with a defense debuff. And they can buff each other with those things. Yeah, Kevin is the one who has Zodiac, so he's going to set that up. Julia is going to... She doesn't even have Clock Up EX. Well, I mean, I need somebody else to use Clock Down. Yep, let's get your speed down. I don't even know if I'll need to buff my own speed, but, well, that could be famous last words. Oh, I was hoping that you wouldn't do that. Rocco, could you, walk into... Nope. Yeah, I was hoping he'd walk into range of the clock down, but oh well. Well, I guess that means one of you gets to enjoy not being speed debuffed. So, the plan here, and I suppose I could speed buff, Kevin or Julia here? Yeah, I guess Julia. I don't like the fact that I'm getting that off on a crit turn, though. So, now let's proceed with the actual plan, which is, as I said before, Dark Matter EX to clump everybody together, although they're probably going to run out of the area. Mueller, you be bait. I kind of hope that you guys start, okay, good. Good, you're taking the bait. Now, would you... Okay, good. They've all taken the bait. Again, I don't like that that was on a crit turn. But now, let's cluster all three of you together with Dark Matter EX. I could have used Annalise for this too. I was actually debating whether or not to use Annalise in place of Mueller, but I've used Annalise, like, recently, and now that we have Richard, we're really not going to have much reason to use Mueller, so, yeah, I wanted to give Mueller a little bit of time to shine. And now, Chain 3. You... I guess I'll just use these two for the time being and see how much this does. And the other cool thing about Dark Matter EX is that it also debuffs movement, which means that they're not going to be running around the battlefield as much. Okay, what is Chloe going to do here? I have Energy Drain. It's not really, like, the best thing in the world, but... Should she go for an area attack? Should she go for... I'm going to try... No, Blue Ascension single target. I'm thinking of Cold Steel 4, where it's a multi-target attack. It's also way weaker in Cold Steel 4. Comparatively speaking, at least. That's not good. At least she has full health. Oh, yeah, and they can heal each other, too. But, they don't really heal each other for that much, as long as you keep the damage going. Yeah, you've pretty much, got this. Let's pull you together again. Let's go for a Death Scream. Didn't really do as much as I would have hoped. But if I Dark Matter EX you guys together again, and then maybe one more Chaincraft should do it. Okay, this is a risky prospect. Okay, it's possible that Rocco will survive. I'm thinking of going for, like, a full 4-person chain here. And again, like, it's possible that Rocco will survive this. However, I want to make sure that I aim this at Rocco, because when Mueller uses Chaincrafts, he hits only the central enemy twice. And then, I do have some one S-Break. I have Julia's S-Break, which I may as well preemptively use, but no, I think we got this. There we go, they're all down at the same time, I think. No, Rocco's still up. He doesn't have a ton of health, but he's still up. Mirageburg, Lantern Ritter 2, Impede. Does that cancel that, or is that uncancelable? I guess we're about to find out. That did cancel that, good. Yeah, so that right there, he's charging up for No Mercy, which we know what that is. It's an attack with a chance of Death Blow, but we don't care because he's down.
There is nothing my sword cannot cut.
However, that was only the warm-up, not the main attraction. Crud. Phew, you got us good. Heh, looks like we're gonna have to get a hell of a lot stronger if we want to rank up to be senior braces. Hey, there's no need to be hard on yourselves, you put up a damn good fight. I agree, you did very well. Either way, it looks like our role in this world is over now. We've got no way of telling if our real selves are ever going to be aware of what happened here. But, well, if you run into us in the real world again, say hi, okay? Don't get cocky because you won, though. The guy waiting up ahead is nastier than we could dream of. You're not going to stand a chance if you don't give it everything you've got. They just vanished. Heh, they don't really seem cut out to be delinquents if you ask me. I look forward to seeing what kind of braces they become. Anyone else feel like the purple-haired guy's parting words were on the ominous side? We're heading towards the old schoolhouse, right? That's right, it's a stone building that was used by the Academy until a few decades ago. It's no longer in use these days. I'm not sure who Rocco was referring to, but it sounds like we should make sure we're ready before going inside. And we can just be lazy and warp to here, and yeah, look how many warp points there are in the 6th plane! As I said, Chapter 6 is the longest chapter in the game by far. So I'll reload a save and show what Agate says in that fight, because obviously Agate has unique dialogue with the Ravens there. And now, though, I'm going to stick with this party, but I am going to go back to base and restore my CP, because we're going to need it. You're not thrown into the boss fight immediately, and if you have the detection quartz installed, you can go over here and, well, I mean, you can find these chests without detection, but it's easier with it. Zerum capsule. 11 of 12. Ding dong! Oh no, someone in Fire Emblem 7 died. The cheap chime of her doorbell echoed through the empty apartment. Who's there? Yeah, it's an in-joke from my childhood. Whenever, yeah, somebody died, I would do that, because the death theme, I just couldn't take it seriously, because it just starts with just ding dong. It's just, yeah. Okay, the other chests require us to go inside the schoolhouse, and the moment we do, we have a fight on our hands, and a pretty tough one. I think I'm okay with this. I have a distinct lack of Earth Wall. I have it on Kevin, but I mean, I think Kevin's time's better spent doing other things. I don't like the lack of Clock Up EX, though, on those two. I can get that with that, and I won't be needing Petrify here. Okay, let's proceed inside. I have been anticipating your arrival. Before we go through this dialogue, I would also like to say that the boss theme that is coming up is one of the most spectacular pieces of art I have ever heard in a song, and not just in video games, in anything. What the? Philip? Congratulations on your victory outside. And now that you have done so, I will be serving as your next opponents. I'm assuming you're a copy of the real Philip, too? Indeed I am, and because of that, I have no choice but to point my blade at you, your highness, knowing full well how unforgivable that act is. As the first Guardian, I, Philip Runal, the Sword Fox and former captain of the Royal Guard, challenge you to battle. I wasn't expecting to ever put my skills to test against the famed Demon Commander, but now that I have this chance, I gladly won't hold back. I cast off that name long ago. Still, I hope to give you a fight worthy of the name. Looks like we've got no choice but to fight this time too. Very well, if this is how it must be, I won't hesitate. We accept your challenge. I have chills now. Overdosing Heavenly Bliss is one of the greatest songs of all time. And this is Philip. Don't worry, I'll give the song its time, but firstly, I just want to go over Philip. Yeah, all the way back since Sky FC, it was alluded to that Philip used to be an incredibly powerful swordsman and a very respected commander of the Royal Guard. And now we are finally going to see those skills in action. He's also accompanied by Emerald Servants. These things are annoying. I have seal immunity on a few people because they can inflict seal, and they use line arts. Yeah, they are a bit of a pain. I'm gonna go ahead and sometimes I like to S-craft spam just to take all of them out quickly, because basically once Philip is alone, he's not that bad. There is a problem here though. You see, Philip has an S-craft, and there is a decent chance that he will just decide to S-craft me in the face on the first turn and somebody will go down. For just a one-off boss, that is one of the most amazing S-crafts in the Sky trilogy. That is just so... And the music just makes it even better. Okay, I may have to Earthwall after this. Just getting this going. Getting my buff set up. Of course, the majority of attacks from those servants are all magical. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to use, I mean, Chloe could walk away from that, but I'm probably gonna have to use, Grail Sphere here. I'm gonna Grail Sphere. So much crossover in these, and yeah, in the middle, I believe Kevin and Chloe are about to get hit by all four of them, so I probably have to have them move away. This part of the song is just like, it's just so perfect. This song is called Overdosing Heavenly Bliss, and never has the name of a song perfectly encompassed what the song sounds like. I just, like, like, my mind is just blowing right now. This song is just one of the greatest things I've ever heard. This is one of the reasons why Sky the Third has arguably my favorite OST of any video game. Just, this song might be at least 40% of why. And I only say 40% because the rest of it, like, there are still some even, like, just as good songs to come. Okay, now we're all buffed up and most of us are, speed buffed here. Okay, yeah. Kevin needs to have Seal gone. Because he can't Grail Sphere while he's sealed. Do I have anything good here that cures Seal? I have Miso Fish. Okay, so... Right, Chloe. Chloe, what are you gonna do? You are going to... I actually really want to heal Mueller. And you're gonna bide your time for now. Maybe speed buff yourself. Okay, tier all. I think that's the first time we're seeing that. Yeah, most of Philip's attacks are single targeting, so that is at least a consolation that you have in this fight. Dark Matter EX. Okay, I'm gonna pull these guys together. Though they'll be a little far out for Chaincrafts. Okay, let's go ahead and hit Philip. At least the good news is that these things tend to have to spend a turn charging up their attacks before actually doing stuff. Uh-oh, Philip has a critical turn. That's bad. That's very bad. Now, pulling you guys together might be either very good or very, very bad. Because where are their areas going? I can't actually see that, and Philip has a crit turn, and I'm gonna swipe that with Chloe right now. I'm pretty sure Chloe has her attacking craft. Sanctus Nova. Yeah, they've all fanned out their AoEs there. Okay, now that all of you are stuck together, though... Oh, I could initiate with Kevin, but, like, somebody's gotta... Like, I don't want to use up too much delay as well, because I need to make sure that, I want to... If I go for all four of us, then, like, there's a chance Philip could just kind of combo us. I do have Earthwall, though, to fall back on. Okay. Oh, wait, Chloe doesn't even have enough, CP to be in the Chaincraft anyway, so, that's totally pointless. Let's go. Please let this finish off all of these servants. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay, well, thankfully Julia pulled through. Okay, excellent. Julia's probably dead, though. I mean, you put in work, Julia. You did well. You did very, very well. I don't have Arthelis, so Chloe instead is going to just Cyclone Napalm Philip. This is the point where Cyclone Napalm is ridiculous, by the way. Because we're going to be fighting a lot of very, very strong individual bosses. So, on that note, actually, I'm going to Calamitous Blast just to debuff his Art's defense, and you are going to bring back... Do I have anything really good here that cures KO? Not really. I'm going to maybe have to use one of my... I should probably save those. I'm just going to use a regular Celestial. And you throw another Cyclone Napalm. Okay, don't attack Chloe, please. She still has her second Grail Sphere. Oh yeah, he's immune to debuffs. I should have realized that. Well, I guess that means we're just spamming Napalm Breath on you. And also, I need to heal Julia's CP. Right. Swing Witch on Julia. Don't want to use any Zerum items. That's... Oh, you're no longer strength buff though, which is a severe problem. So this is probably not going to do a whole lot. Actually, it did more than I expected. Pretty solid, all things considered. Let's not use Calamitous Blast. Okay, is he going to S-Craft again? Yeah, I feel like it's about time for him to try and S-Craft again, but this should finish it. Oh, I didn't even need Kevin's. No, come back, overdosing Heavenly Bliss! Why do you have to end? And yeah, that battle's worth an enormous amount of win, Seepeth. Nothing great in terms of drops, though. Perhaps this was inevitable. I am simply not young enough to pose a challenge to you anymore, I fear. You've gotta be kidding me. I can only hope age is that kind to me. Your strength is nuts. The fabled rumors about you were in no way exaggerated. As a fellow officer in the Royal Guard, I can't help but feel quite inadequate in comparison. There's no need to try and flatter me. Regardless, while I not have been able to pose a challenge to you, I am sure the other Guardians will. Be sure not to let your guard down against them even for a moment. We'll bear that in mind, Philip. Thank you. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I think it's time for me to depart. Once I disappear, the next path should open. It is my hope that you will all overcome the remaining trials and return from this place safe and well. Say hi to Duke Janan for us, I guess. So now the Amberl Monument will be activated, and that will be our next destination. He is one hell of a tough butler. Is that an intentional reference to Black Butler? It might be, because I know that the official localization of a pun in Japanese was one hell of a butler. It's like a pun on like Akuma and Akuma there, which is like certainly. Indeed. Is everyone ready to move on to the next area? I'm guessing we'll be able to access that from a scenic route like we did this one. Let's go see which of the other monuments is activated. Understood. And Mueller doesn't even say anything. So, with that, we are pretty much done with this place. However, there are still a few more chests remaining. I see Professor Chest is still teaching his class. And it's a whole bunch of Seepeth. The words Ren, Rend, and End combine to make what exactly? Be sure to keep this hint in mind. I was actually going to mention that earlier when I showed earlier on this playthrough, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would have ruined that hint otherwise. Oh, you, that statue leading to the horrible Morky of death. And through here, a door that seems to have been blown off its hinges, we can access this chest. Punisher. 36 of 36. That was how Jubilee, who adored her grandfather and took every chance to spend her days with him as a child, became the new owner of a little carpentry shop in Bose. Trails in the Chest, Part 1. End? Trails in the Chest will continue in Trails from Zero, assuming that that Nisa keeps the chest quotes intact from Geofront. So yeah, that's a pretty strong bow as well. And now up here, we have T anklets. Did you know? Ein's name was originally translated as Anne in the novel Carnelia. But this name dropped the meaning of her name, which is one in German. That's why it's respectfully back to Ein now. Yes, that's Ein Selnitz, the name of Kevin's superior in the Growlsritter. And yeah, the original Trails in the Sky FC had a bit of a spotty localization from what I've heard, but here we have Happiness comes in many forms and can be interpreted in many ways. Present to me a form of happiness you have obtained, only then shall the door open. Wait a minute, what? We can open the door? Why? Well, this is really obtuse, but the requirement to open this door is simply... where is it exactly? I believe it's the Fortune Quartz, or the Luck Quartz. It's a quartz, basically, and we seem to have it. I'm pretty sure it's one that you can synthesize, so if you don't have it from a chest, it's not, like, you haven't rendered this door unavailable. Speaking of which, I've actually heard horror stories about, apparently you can sell the card of the Judgment card and lose access to the Gambler Jackdaw, which there's gotta be a way to get it back, because they wouldn't just lock you out of a door because you sold an accessory, but anyway. Next time, we'll be cleaning up the 2 doors in this area before we move on to the second of 4 dungeons in Chapter 6. So, see you all then.